So guys, Benue State IDPs are protesting over the 1 billion naira that was donated by REMI TINUBU to them. So guys, one keeps wondering why the government is not taking any bold step to resettle these people back to their original communities. Anyway, before we get into that story, I want you to take a look at the story of this guy who was killed in Anambra State, the way RUFAI has, passionately reacted to the demise of this guy. I mean, you can imagine the way insecurity is just ending the lives of our young Nigerians. I mean, the only crime he committed is that he's from Nigeria. Because on a normal day, tell me why a very healthy guy like this would just be caught up like that. Not that he was sick, not that he had an accident, but they went to his house, picked him, and killed him. Even after ransom was paid. This is coming days after. About 2 days ago, the TINUBU's government came out to say that insecurity has reduced under the TINUBU's government. Like you can see this headline here, it says, NSA Ribadu, security has greatly improved under TINUBU's leadership. Let's not even go to what is happening in Katsina State or what is happening in Zamfara State. Let's not even touch there. If you've been on the social media, you must have seen a man with his two children that were kidnapped in Kwara State. You need to see where these bad guys are giving them some flocks. They were, I don't want to use some terms that YouTube does not allow, but they were like giving them heavy flock, and forcing them to beg the public to bring money. You need to see what is happening. So that tells you that this government is totally detached from the reality on ground. Anyway, guys, I'm going to allow you to take a look at the reaction from RUFAI, and then you are going to see how the Benue IDPs are protesting over the 1 billion naira donated by REMI TINUBU recently. Take your time, watch this video, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Now take a look.
To Anambra State now, where residents of the Ezenifite community in Awka South local government area of the state are demanding justice for the murder of popular businessman Ifesinachi Onyekere, known as Fish Magnet. Onyekere was abducted and subsequently killed by gunmen despite a ransom payment. He was kidnapped from his residence on Saturday, July 29th. The assailants, who reportedly arrived in an ash-colored SUV, shot him in the leg before fleeing with him in his own car. After 3 days in captivity, an undisclosed ransom was paid. However, instead of releasing him to his family, the kidnappers murdered him, and his lifeless body was found by the roadside. Onyekere's rise to fame was fueled by his advocacy and his love for fish. Well, here's his last known post on social media.
This fish industry, they're very broad, but most of them don't know. The best way to enjoy fish industry is to pick one area, focus on that. Come where they go. For fish industry, they get the hatchery. They also have pond construction. There's the processing, the choke. There's the feed formulation. The fish industry.
Young life cut short. Well, the Anambra State Police Command has confirmed the incident and stated that the victim's vehicle was recovered. The Commissioner of Police has directed all tactical and intelligence units to intensify efforts to apprehend those responsible for what he calls the cowardly act. The incident has caused significant outrage and concern among residents in that area and, of course, the state, Anambra State. This is really a tragic news. And I believe that he's also the son of a woman leader from Abga. And so he was well known, and he was really known for his advocacy. And you could see that last video, teaching people how to fish. Really sad situation coming out from Anambra State.
This is terrible, Oji. When we focus on issues around insecurity, there's a tendency to focus on what's happening in the north. But the honest truth is that there's so many other parts of the country, specifically the east, the southeast, where there is continued insecurity and a sustainable solution has not been found yet. We know the consistent things that are plaguing that region, but unfortunately, they are not getting the attention that I think they deserve. So that's the first thing. And the second is the fact that his mother is a well-known politician. I hope this is not politically motivated, because that's another side of toxic politics. So, sometimes when we say statements like "don't heat up the polity" and so forth, it almost sounds like it's just bravado, right? But the honest truth is that there are some people who take this thing too far. Of course, an investigation is ongoing, so I can't, nobody knows whether or not that is part of it. But I'm just putting it out there as something that cannot be dismissed in the context of it for now. And now look at this brilliant young man who decided to, these days, our parents, the older generation, are always complaining that young people don't like to do farming. Young people don't like to do all this. Now look at this young man who's decided that he wants to pursue fishery as his career, doing well for himself, employing people. You can see from the size of the fish there and just the knowledge he has of the industry that he's somebody who is professional in what he's doing, and he's somebody who has a good sense of his industries. But gosh, I send my condolences to his family, and I hope those people are caught. Again, ransom is illegal. They say that the payment of ransom should be illegal. Okay. But what do you tell these desperate families? But this is why they say ransom payment is illegal, because you pay the money, but you're not guaranteed anything after paying that money. Very unfortunate.
Recently when the National Security Advisor did come out to say that things were getting a whole lot better as regards to security, I'm like, I don't know what statistics he's looking at, but these are some deaths that you wonder and you shudder. That the only reason why this man died this way was because he's a Nigerian. I mean, that's just Nigeria happened to him.
Really sad.
And that's right. This is a man that I don't even know why before now, based on his prowess on social media, state governments have not said, okay, how can you come and train people? How can we amplify your business? But what do? We take them and we kill them. Nigeria has become a country that life is so cheap. A man that grew up to this extent, they just snuff life out. I don't even want to care how much the ransom is. No amount of money can be compared to life and the people he was employing and the ecosystem he was creating and the joy he was giving people.
Yes.
So he was not only just creating his content for people in Nigeria, even people in diaspora that might have learned one or two things from him.
Really
and
sad.
What have we heard? Okay, the police is reacting, they're investigating. Are we going to see the end? Are we going to bring the culprits to book? Are we going to smash this crime? Oji, you forget in a hurry, this is the same country that an attorney general, Minister of Justice, was killed. He's not getting justice till date.
Till today, yes.
See, his wife, Justice Atinuka, because of the denial of justice, a woman that spent her life dispensing justice in this country, the denial of justice gave her heartache and she died.
Really sad.
And that's the kind of country we live in. So please, let us do everything.
This is
to
a
ensure
sad,
that he doesn't die in vain.
sober, painful reminder of the reign of criminality, impunity in the country, and insecurity, if you may add to it, and an indication that it's not just in the northern part where you have no insurgency and banditry. Down south, you have kidnapping, you have murder. And it's very unfortunate, without prejudice to what the security agencies are doing, both military and the police. It simply means that there is still a lot more for government to do in terms of ensuring the security of lives and property, which is a primary purpose of government under Section 14 of the Constitution. Number two is that the police, they say, okay, they are going to investigate and all that after the fact. The tragedy in this country is that we have too many unresolved murders. You have cited the example of Bolage. It's a very long list. Dick Bodino, Mashalari, Funshaw Williams, Suliat Adedeji. Such a long list, across the country. The usual noises are made, and then, you have cases running into 20 years that nobody has been able to resolve. We need to make this country safe for everyone. Now, we say agriculture is important. We encourage young people to go into agriculture. Agriculture contributes 20% of GDP. This is a young man who, after leaving school, did not bother to be looking for work and be complaining that I graduated many years ago, I have not found a job. He started a business in agriculture, provided jobs and opportunities, and then they've snuffed life out of him.
This is it.
So Nigeria has a way of killing people's dreams. And that's the responsibility of government to make sure that this is a country where people can dream and live their dreams and survive.
Right. And we call on the Chief Security Officer of the state, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, to also take charge of Anambra State. May his soul rest in peace.
Oh, Igbo people, me, I like them. You understand? Because they sabi business.
Okay. Now
Yes.
they give you idea of
Yeah,
business.
they give me more ideas. Me, I stay with the time when I just go Germany. I just take myself as a mumu. I never know anything. I just enter them. Alaji, Aboki, anything. But one day they just see me with trailer head. They say, this guy now, he no be na Aboki who sabi o. That's
so-
what they call me.
So as you come patch Igbo people.
Yes.
They know
They know how
they
the business is,
everything.
everything. Then I come they buy spare parts, trailer head, Sharon, many things.
And Igbo people teach you all
Now
those.
Igbo people teach me. I'm telling you the truth.
So it's good to say about they make friends with Igbo people.
Yes, yeah, no, it's good. It's very good. Me, I like Igbo people. I like them. I no go tell you lie because now my people. Anywhere where I go, then if I no see Igbo people, so that place things no they move.
That's true.
I'm telling you the truth. But if you see Igbo people there, you know say this place.
So see they have for
Yes. Now so that's why one love with Igbo guys. I'm telling you the truth.
And you know, based on our saga, you don't feel like say you don't want to do anything with Igbo person, don't want to do anything.
No, my guy, me I dey do things with Igbo people. Yes, because Igbo people na business people. They sabi well.
And you
well.
not see businessman.
Yes, now I be businessman. If you want, I be businessman, and I like Igbo people. They sabi business. And na chop and chop. You chop, me my chop. Na so they be now.
Okay, that's it.
Yes, even though say they open for you, sef, but then go chop you. And you myself you go
see
chop.
chop.
Yes. Na so now, what you go do? Na so life be.
So everybody need to get Igbo friend, right?
Yes.
Claims the protests were politically instigated. The demonstrations occurred just hours after the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator REMI TINUBU, announced a 1 billion naira donation and relief materials for the state. The donation, made through her Renewed Hope initiative, was intended to assist families affected by recent attacks, particularly one in the Yelwata community that claimed over 100 lives. However, IDPs at camps like International Market in Makurdi report that relief materials, including those from generous individuals and organizations, are being diverted by camp officials, forcing them to starve. They also highlighted issues such as inadequate shelter, lack of medical care, and poor sanitation. Let's take a look. All right, this came just hours after the First Lady donated that 1 billion naira. But you know, an official at the Benue State Emergency Management Agency, Tema Aga, insists that the IDPs are not being starved and that the government is providing food. He also stated that IDPs from Yelwata often migrate to the international market camps in Makurdi because it is a newer camp that attracts more aid. Aga insisted that the protests are politically motivated and that the 1 billion naira donation by the First Lady is intended for resettlement, not for immediate food aid, which is quite strange to hear because, I don't know what resettlement means. I'm sure that that also includes food aids. But the complaints are the fact that there are some camp officials that are diverting the food. And I think that their protest is quite legitimate because if they see that the First Lady has come into the state, they'll raise alarm, right, at the point. But meanwhile, the Benue State Governor, Hyacinth Aliyah, has also reacted to the protest, stating that he would ensure the 1 billion naira donated by the First Lady of Nigeria will be distributed appropriately.
My attention was called to the unfortunate protest by some members of the IDPs at the mega camp over their welfare. I And this is why we could not wait for even 24 hours to click before we set up the machinery to ensure that the donation of the First Lady went to the appropriate channel to the IDPs. It is not just for the IDPs at the international market. It is for all the IDPs in the state, and they have to be reassured that what is theirs must go to them.
All right, I applaud the governor here because obviously we were quite worried when we saw that protest, and his assurance here is quite reassuring. Vimbai.
It certainly is, because this is a crisis that, that occurred at his doorstep.
Yes.
And he has been consistent throughout this process. But let me begin with the authenticity of the protesters.
Yes.
I think we've now kind of gotten used to knowing which protests look authentic and which look stage managed. These people, you can see from the look of them, I think this looks very authentic. They ran, they blocked the highway. They're still carrying their leaves and their trees. You say they come in peace, but you can see that these people are in distress. Now, we often talk about the humanitarian crisis, the IDP camps, because these are people who get forgotten. After the headlines, after we move past the headlines, after we move past the casualty numbers and so forth, we forget that there are people who have left their homes, who have been displaced from their homes, not out of their own volition, but because of the security situation. And because a lot of that, if you remember the images from that attack, a lot of their homes were razed down. They couldn't go back to them. So they need to be reconstructed. Now, in the process of resettlement, which we don't know how long that will take, it's so important to just ensure that whether it be the camp officials or whoever is responsible, ensure that every single kobo is accounted for. Let these people be fed. I mean, their only crime is that they happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, which is their homes. That's their only crime. We have a civic duty, and I know that there's several NGOs as well who have been involved in making various donations and ensuring that the relatives and the community members who are displaced can just have a dignified life while they wait for their homes to be rebuilt. So I'm glad that they've protested. Now some succor has come from the First Lady, and the governor has spoken. Let him follow that charge and ensure that every single part of the value chain, whether it be from the feeding to even their medical care and so forth, let's make sure that all of their needs are met.
Well said, Vimbai. Good comment.
Okay, what is the basic foundational issue here? Before, we talk about the atmospherics. It is simply that nobody should be internally displaced in the country.
Correct.
No Nigerian should be a refugee in his own country. And that is why, again, this particular incident reconfirms the point we have always made that, look, people should enjoy their rights as citizens. The Constitution of Nigeria guarantees the right to the dignity of the human person. When people are killed overnight, when communities are sacked, it is their right to dignity that is violated. That's number one. Number two, each time Senator REMI TINUBU, the First Lady, donates anything in any part of the country, we always make the point that it's important that the resources are properly managed and monitored.
Transparently.
Accountability is very important because she's been to many states to provide their support. So there's that issue about accountability. Three, people who are in distress, including ordinary people who are in IDPs, they have expectations. This incident occurred, this protest occurred in Benue, less than 24 hours after Mrs. TINUBU visited, and they heard that she donated 1 billion. Now, typical, human behavior. They said, well, where is our money? The average Nigerian has this mentality. Once they hear money, they say it's our money. Because of this distrust between government officials and the people. And the easiest argument that they can put up is to say, oh, state officials are diverting what is meant for us. What do they want? They want the money to be put in envelopes and given to them, yes. Which is why the clarification by the information officer from the Benue State Emergency Agency is very important. He said, look, these people, they are fed every day. In fact, even as they are protesting, food has been provided for them. And in fact, they are so well fed that some of them go from their camp to another camp, a nearby camp. They will eat here, they will eat in the other camp. But you see, that's typical, behavior on the part of people who are distressed. But the assurance by the governor, yes, that, everything will be done to make sure that they are in very good condition is very important. However, I return to the original point. Nobody should be subjected to any form of distress or displacement or refugee condition inside Nigeria. That should be the ultimate objective of government, either at the federal level or at the state level.
Well said, Dr. Abati. Let's head over to Edo State now, where an artist identified as Balogun Omokafe has undertaken a 4-day trek from his hometown in Akoko Edo in Benin City to protest the severe neglect of Igara Ibilo section of the Auji Ibilo Road and the alarming increase in kidnappings along that route. Okafe described the road as a death trap, stating that over 100 people have been kidnapped and many lives lost along that axis. The artist emphasized that his concern for his community outweighed any fear during the trek and appealed directly to the state governor, urging the urgent rehabilitation of the road. Let's take a look.
They don't kill our people. They don't kidnap our people. They don't maim our people. They don't do a lot of things to us. Consider us. Now we beg you, Lao. Help us. Fix the Auchi Ibilo Road. Use your loyalty, your influence. Take dua at the federal level and at the state level. I beg. Center of Excellence now kneel down. I beg. Help us. Governor Kwewolo, help us. Help us. Help us.
Help us. Lao, that's what he's asking the governor. That's why he's actually right, because you did see that road, which he described as a death trap. And he said that there's been kidnappings, including that of the Ward 1 Labour Party chairman, Okasime Olowojoba, who has been missing for over 4 months after being abducted on that axis. This is not the first time we are seeing people protesting in Edo State along that axis. We've had protests for months now. But in the meantime, that video actually caught the attention again of the Edo State governor, Monday Okpebolo, who personally visited the road yesterday. Let's take a look.
Our governor is here.
Yes, sir. So, well done.
He's here witnessing the road by himself. Under the rain.
Under the rain.
Under the rain, the governor came. Thank you. Yes, sir. Welcome. Thank you.
All right. I mean, this is not the first time Monday Okpebolo is actually visiting this road. You're cracking up. What is it? Is it the three bosa?
Background commentary.
Yeah, under the rain. I mean, that's what you do as a leader, right? Come rain or sunshine, you go out for your people. And it's good that he actually responded to that video. You saw the activists right there as well, and he was happy to hear that the governor went there. But it's not the first time that we're seeing this actual road. And this is why I thought to highlight it. 2 days ago, we did highlight the Benin Bypass Road by MC Oz, correct? That's his name, the content creator. And, you know, I believe that they said that that actual Ibilo Road is a federal government road. And I believe 3 months ago, Okpebolo had promised to look into this road, which we are still seeing that is dilapidated, no matter what. I mean, what really is going on? Meanwhile, amidst controversy over regional bias in infrastructure development, the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, has stated that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration is implementing an infrastructure revolution that is inclusive of all regions across the country, not just the South. He added that he plans to publish a comprehensive list of all projects exceeding 10 billion naira next week to buttress his claim. Umahi spoke in Abuja on Thursday after the weekly Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let's now turn our attention to politics. A former Minister of Information and founding member of the People's Democratic Party, Professor Jerry Ghana, has endorsed Peter Obi to run for president on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, stating that he would defeat any candidate in the North. Professor Ghana, who is leading a search team for the PDP's presidential candidate ahead of the 2027 elections, confirmed that the party is actively trying to woo Peter Obi back into the PDP. The PDP chieftain made the comment on Arise Primetime, adding that the party made a mistake in 2023 regarding the circumstances that led to Obi's exit. Let's listen in.
Actually, we made a mistake in 2023. I wish somebody on the other side, where he was vice president to Atiku at that time. If I were Atiku, I would say, Peter, it's now your turn.
Yeah.
Come up. I'll give you a good vice president. But they didn't do it. What I'm saying now is that in the northern states, Peter Obi under the PDP would defeat any candidate up here. Because our people are very fair-minded. They say, no, look, it's the turn of the South. In 2031, it will be the turn of the South, and they are getting ready. So there is that very powerful process. Our people are very fair-minded. They are very just. We are building a nation. We don't want people to ruin this opportunity.
All right. The PDP made a mistake. Meanwhile, Senator David Mark, the interim national chairman of the African Democratic Congress, has declared that the party will not tolerate the imposition of candidates, anti-party activities, or any form of indiscipline under his leadership. While speaking at a National Executive Committee meeting in Abuja, Senator Mark pledged to lead the ADC with integrity, transparency, courage, and vision. Let's take a look.
Internal democracy, transparency, and accountability will be our mantra. There will be no imposition of any kind there. Everybody in this party is equal. ADC will have zero tolerance for anti-party and any form of indiscipline.
The general has spoken.
You are either in ADC or you are not in ADC. There is no midway in this business. And those who are not with us, we will not carry them along.
All right, RUFAI on fire. The general right there has spoken. Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
On both
there's a quote I normally say that Vimbai likes a lot, and I'll quote it again from Francois de la Rochefoucauld. He says, hypocrisy is the homage vice pays to virtue. The general has spoken.
Yes.
He says no room for anti-party activities. There are a lot of people that are one leg out and one leg in the ADC. In fact, the spokesperson of the party, Bola Jara, came to defend some of them. Part of them is Mr. Peter Obi. So what is he saying with nobody will not tolerate anti-party activity? A lot of people are still, there's something in Yoruba called Fidihe, interim. Yeah. It was the government of, what's it called, NS then we have the Yoruba moniker for Fidihe. So a lot of people are still doing Fidihe with ADC because they don't know.
Maybe he's warning them now.
They don't know where they are going truly. And his party, spokesperson said there's no problem with it because they also know. So you have to be able to taste every water. Yes. Is it good? No. But that's the way Nigeria politics has become, because you don't want to dive into somewhere fully and they clamp you there. Look at RUFAI now. Yeah. He quickly went to dive into SDP when they were going the way of SDP. They clamp in there. They say, no, you're not going anywhere. They are banned. So, okay, what will you say about people like RUFAI that met with them in the coalition and SDP say, no, he says I'm a member and all of that. So, all of them are doing anti-party. You see, in Nigerian politics, everybody is anti-party. Now they catch Naibi Barao. Everybody is doing anti-party one way or the other. Even when you see a man that is in a political party that is prognosing other political parties, it's anti-party. So all of that is hypocrisy. Secondly,
Professor
Jerry Ghana. Hey, please, dear Mr. Peter Obi, do not allow them to deceive you. There's a word on the streets, I'll tell you, it's called handicap. When they carry you, don't be a handicap. you will be a problem. Professor Jerry Canada is now saying that Peter Obi, I didn't know when Professor Jerry Canada started running a polling agency where they see that Peter Obi is going to win in every part of the, I don't know. He's saying it for his own political reason. After they have dabarooed the same PDP, they've scattered it. And some people are still holding PDP. You want to pull a man that they didn't see him as good enough then. You now want to pull him back to the disaster that they already have now called PDP. For reference purposes, the same Professor Jerry Ghana, when you had a man that had decent character, one of the only governors that EFCC didn't try, that had good track record, that was rolling on the bill of your party, that won you in the primaries, called Donald Duke. Didn't you go against him and took the case to the court and frustrated the man's campaign because of the series of court cases then, up to the very end?
Right.
So if you really love the country so much, I know what you quoted in court then was the fact that the party constitution said that if the leader of the party, RUFAI, then was a particular region, you can have a presidential candidate from another particular region. But people too could have looked away from that in the interest of Nigeria and allow a candidate like Donald Duke, which a lot of people, praised for his prowess when he was in Cross River State, go there. But you said no, it was going to be you. And you finally got a judgment against him in the end. So why are we now trying to push Peter Obi to a cul-de-sac? Peter Obi, I think you should be smarter than all of this. You've gone through a lot of wilderness in Nigerian politics. It's for their own selfish interest too. Briefly. That's just it.
When we spoke with Talbamina, Dr. Mohammed Aliyu Babangida earlier on, he referred to a certain category of politicians in Nigeria as nomadic politicians. And that many of these nomadic politicians, they've left their parties, they have domiciled themselves in the ADC, and that nobody should be surprised if, these nomads leave again. After all, since 1999, we have politicians who have been in almost 5-6 political parties, just jumping from one place to the other. But the irony that I tried to point out was that Senator David Mark was one of the founding fathers of PDP, and he was, one of the major leaders of the party. Is it the same discipline, party loyalty, which was at the root of the crisis in the PDP that, the people who are now in ADC would ensure? To expect party loyalty under this present dispensation, you can only probably get it when you are in power and the members of the political party are all expectant that something will come their way. If you are in the opposition, they'll be looking for how to get into power anyway. Now, that's that about that. Professor Jerry Ghana is also one of the founding fathers of the PDP. Yes, he was one of the people who wrote the manifesto of the party. So he's the father of the party, one of the fathers. So for him to say, he's headhunting for a candidate, he says Mr. Peter Obi. Well, we should look at the arithmetics. If Mr. Peter Obi goes to PDP, a party that is divided down the middle, a party that is in coma in CTU, intensive care ICU.
ICU is in coma.
Intensive care unity. Now, 2, Wike is there, controlling the party. So is Peter Obi going there to go and fight, those persons, entrenched forces in the party, although he used to be part of that party. 2, to be president of Nigeria, you have to look at section 134, subsections 1 and 2. You will need 1/4 of the votes in 2/3 of the states. Now, how many states will Peter Obi get from the southeast and the south? Whose governors are all saying we will vote for TINUBU? In the southwest, I don't think any governor will even allow him to get 1/4 anywhere. And then the north, this same north, you think they are ready for a Peter Obi? So Professor Jerry Ghana may just he knows something perhaps that we don't know. So he should tell us that thing that he knows.
Exactly.
But I don't see how feasible it is.
Yeah, well, like they say, 24 hours is very long in politics. Shall we take our story under milestones now? This year marks 59 years since the assassination of General Aguiyi Ironsi, Nigeria's first military head of state, who was killed on July 29, 1966, in a counter-coup, a violent reprisal orchestrated by northern officers and led by another former head of state, the late Murtala Mohammed. Born on March 3rd, 1924, Johnson Thomas Aguiyi-Ironsi rose to become a significant, albeit short-lived figure in Nigeria's early history as an independent nation. A career military man, Aguiyi-Ironsi found himself thrust into the political spotlight during a period of unprecedented national upheaval. His moment arrived in the chaos that followed Nigeria's first military coup on January 15, 1966. In the aftermath of the violent overthrow of the civilian government, Aguiyi-Ironsi, then the most senior military officer, stepped into the power vacuum, effectively seizing control and becoming Nigeria's first military dictator and head of state. Assuming the title of Supreme Commander of the National Military Government, Aguiyi-Ironsi's brief tenure was marked by efforts to restore order and address the deep-seated ethnic and regional tensions that had fueled the coup. He introduced the unitary system of government, abolishing the regional structure, a decision that proved highly controversial. It was perceived by some, notably the northern region, as an attempt to sensitize power, favor certain ethnic groups, and undermine their interests. On July 29, 1966, just 6 months after assuming power, Aguiyi-Ironsi was brutally assassinated during what became known as the July counter-coup. His death, alongside hundreds of other Igbo officers, plunged Nigeria into further instability and set the stage for the devastating civil war. Despite his short time in office, General Aguiyi-Ironsi's legacy is inextricably linked to the turbulent birth of military rule in Nigeria, the profound challenges of national unity that continue to resonate in the country's narrative. Can you leave me alone?
Why would you say just
that's not nice. That's not being nice. Lagos is all of us. Lagos is for the indigenous as well. Absolutely.
Oh, you're an indigene now.
I'm saying, hey,
please, don't worry. Please, let's celebrate the Super Falcons.
I love Lagos. How about that? Yeah, I love Lagos.
Better.
Yes, Eko ni baje. Can I say that as well? But you know what I love about the fact that they are here.
Let me even break this table about Lagos.
Check it.
All the so-called people that are calling themselves indigene, where are they from originally?
Okay. Let's not go to that conversation.
Should we go there?
Well, all right. No, let's just get excited.
Should we go there?
No.
Should we go there?
No, I'm not.
Begging me now.
You know, RUFAI will always fight. So we're all on the Super Falcons. Before we even go on that, the big topic. Kudos to you. We love that. The big topic, of course, is the Super Falcons arriving Lagos to that amazing crowd. They went through the streets, and I love the parade. I wish, there were more information about their arrival, because, of course, I would have been there. I'd have loved to see our Asisa Oshola. I love her. And, of course, you saw them yesterday as well.
I waved at them.
I loved it. I was
like, oh
but
my
also,
God.
you know what was trending? 24-year-old Super Falcons star Jennifer Echegini, who scored the winning goal at the WAFCON finals, was in Lagos for the very first time. Excited about the vibrant city, she was eager to open the window of her ride to fill the city. Well, let's take a look.
My sister, me I want open window. No open them. They put your phone. Na Lagos is sit down. How far? What's the difference between this Lagos and Abuja? What's the difference? Where you feel saying? I like both vibes. You like waiting? And these people feel. Talk on well. Look at me as they talk. It's like they really want to enter your box. Yeah, that's what Lagos day. Lagos now for the people. Yo, that's a sales crowd day now. Yeah, they cheer us up. They say, let's see Abuja take it. They say, you are part of us. Let's welcome you. The active player. Yes, now. Talk up again. I like active player now. Between Lagos and Abuja, which states you like? Yeah, I don't want cause issues, but I'm liking this Lagos vibe. Lagos, because of the vibes, right? Yeah. Lagos get vibes. They get vibes for Lagos. Yeah. I like it. Yeah, that's so. Chop now, chop am again. That's so.
tough knuckle. Bimba, and I love that she speaks like that as well, really, really quickly on our women.
I've been enjoying the content around them and getting to know them better as people because, you know, many of the players may not have been familiar to a lot of us before this victory. So it's been nice watching their videos. Some of them are teaching, I think it was Michelle Alozie who was teaching Esther Okoronko how to speak Pidgin English and some of the other videos. So beautiful to see them land in the beautiful, the city, the center of excellence, Lagos, which is a fantastic host to all who, and a place for opportunity to all who want to be here and invest here. And I think that's a very important conversation to have. That just as Dr. Abati and RUFAI have highlighted, these are the conversations that are happening around whether it be Lagos and so forth, who belongs here, who owns it and so forth. I won't get into that. But I think for me, what's important is to see that there's a warm hospitality. Like she's saying, there's crowd everywhere, or there's people everywhere. And this is the spirit of Lagos, is, you know, when there aren't, when there isn't politics involved, we all come together and we unify against the things that bring joy. And this is one of those things. So I understand they'll be hosted by some prominent women in business. I hope she didn't spray that money, or please tell our Super Falcons that we don't spray money in Nigeria. We respect the Naira, but I'm sure maybe they were just sharing it, you know, in a respectful way to people who were passing by. But yeah, great to see them come home, and home being any part of Nigeria you belong to, and any part of Nigeria that you feel at home, as far as I'm concerned. And I hope they have a wonderful stay.
Bimba on fire, Rufi.
Go ahead. No, Section 25 of the CBN Act forbids the mutilation of the Naira, the spraying of the Naira, marching on the Naira, because our national currency is a symbol of our sovereignty. That's one point. Second, congratulations again to the girls. I like the idea that, you know, the corporate sector, from Nigerian breweries to Transcorp Hilton, NGO, Women in Business, they have been entertaining these girls and celebrating them because they've brought us a lot of excitement. The only thing I would like to say is that, look, this corporate Nigeria that is also excited about these ladies, there's something they call Nigerian Women Professionals League. Now we would like to see more, you know, private sector investment in that area. Now that these ladies have reminded us afresh that, look, there is great potential in the area of female football. I would like to see more people, you know, setting up female football clubs to, you know, encourage a younger generation of girls. Before now, it was Asisa Toshuala. Now we have new generation of superstars. And Asisa Toshuala is still on duty. Now the Falcons, they organize something they call the fans player of the tournament. And that was won by Esther Okoronko, you know, given a performance during the Zambia match where she scored a goal and provided 2 assists in the 5-0 result, and also in the finals when she scored, I think in the 60th minute, and also provided assist in 74th minute, that's to Echejune, and then the winning goal in the 84th minute. But what is important about this team is that this is truly a team. They are cohesive, and every one of them is talented, and we're very proud of them.
We are so proud of our Super Falcons. Welcome to Lagos. Well, all right. And more on good news.
Them at Arise too.
Yes, I'm hoping that they will be here. Yes, we're all. Please welcome to Arise.
Yes.
I know what that implication looks like. I hope you're also ready to put a ring on one of their fingers.
Ring.
Yes.
Ring.
Yes.
Ring.
Marry. That's what I'm asking you.
No,
to
he's
do.
planning to go to China.
You want a Chinese wife?
Yes, because in China, they pay for 3 children.
Go to your next story.
Well done.
Go to your next story.
Well, all right. Welcome home, our Super Falcons. More on good news. In a significant move aimed at supporting academic excellence, the federal government has announced a substantial 50% increase in scholarship grants for both undergraduate and postgraduate students. For this long-awaited decision, effective immediately, is a welcome relief for countless Nigerian students and their families under the revised scheme. Eligible undergraduate and postgraduate students pursuing master's and PhD degrees will now receive a significant boost in their financial support. The increased grants are expected to cover a broader range of academic expenses, including tuition fees, accommodation, and research materials, thereby alleviating the financial burden on students and allowing them to focus more on their studies. Well, in a separate but related development, students at Ahmadu Bello University Zaria and Sokoto State University were seen celebrating the payment of their tuition and long-awaited upkeep allowances facilitated by the Nigerian Education Loan Fund. Bai was saying she misses being a student. I thought that was fun. And of course, we've applauded the NEL Fund loan scheme here. But under the other scheme, the federal government says the new rates will reflect the government's commitment to investing in human capital development. The goal is to ensure that financial constraints do not hinder deserving students from pursuing their academic aspirations. Now, PhD students will now receive $750,000 annually, while master's students get $600,000. Undergraduate, HND, and NCE students will now receive $450,000 naira. These enhanced awards apply to all major programs, including Nigerian Scholarship Award. This is such great news. I thought this was really good to see. And of course, even I believe that's Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Even earlier, we did see that there were some awards that was going to go to NYSC students as well, and a cash prize about, I believe, 250,000 naira. Rufi on fire.
No, I mean, I'll give very big kudos to this scheme and the federal government, yes, and all of the scholarship grants, because there's a need for education and there's a need to improve upon this. And you see, the good thing about this fund is that when it started, people had their doubts. I mean, there's been one or two talk about how it can be properly deployed, but you can see the people that it's impacting. Yes. We just will also hope that we can spread it even more, because there are many more people that want to do a lot in the academia. So congratulations to them. This is a good one.
Really good.
There was the Students' Access to Higher Education Act, yes, of 2024. That's the enabling law. Now, NEL Fund was then set up to manage the fund. What is the objective? To expand accessibility to quality education within the Nigerian system and to reduce the burden on students and their families. And the loans that are given under NEL Fund is a 0% loan to be paid over a long period of time. So this is a major initiative of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, and it's something to be applauded. There were controversies initially about eligibility and all of that, but then the law was reviewed, and this is what we have. It's good to see that NEL Fund is functioning, and that also students are benefiting. Over 609,000 students registered on that scheme, and payments are being made. However, if you go to the Instagram page of NEL Fund, you still see some students there, or is it the X page, at NEL Fund. You see some students saying, we have received the first batch, yes, where is the second batch? Some people will say, I have registered, I have not received any money. I think the management of the fund is very important. And the authorities in NEL Fund, with this publicity, should not disappoint. They should make sure that the disbursements are, provided as at when due. Now, finally, in Sokoto State University, they seem to have very beautiful students' yes, hostel structure. I mean, even more beautiful than what we had in our time. well, that's good to see.
Yes.
That university pays good attention to accommodation. But if you look at Sokoto State University and you look at the students dancing in ABU, I didn't see any of the female students. Is it that female students have not benefited from this? Or?
No.
Just this video. This is just a clip.
Hostel now.
That's just a clip.
Well, it should be inclusive.
And that's
anyway.
a male hostel. So I don't think that they're supposed to. I mean, in my time, I don't think you have to. You have
I'm just saying it should be all inclusive.
Why do you
yes.
male student and female student dancing together or dancing? Tell us your true life.
No. Even the famous students should celebrate the president.
I know, but
I didn't forget the word.
Why do the city of them collaborate
now that he has
together
called
dancing?
for it, maybe they'll do the video and I'll play it here. Now that you have called for the video. But I'm sure they're all excited. RUFAI on fire, okay. Well, kudos to the federal government. Yes, kudos to the federal government. Education should be their priority, and I think that they've done really well with this initiative. Shall we head over to...
So guys, you have seen what leadership is costing the people. Leadership was meant to better the lives of people in Nigeria, but in Nigeria, the case is just far different. I mean, it's far different. Being a Nigerian today is something else. You see how these people in the IDP camps, they are like languishing. Even the Reverend Father himself has no plan to like relocate these people. I mean, Reverend Fathers that are known for empathy, they are known for humanity, they are known for, making lives better. They are ready to like, subject themselves into hard times just to like, just for them to relieve another person. But this governor of Benue State, Nigerians keep wondering, upon all the money TINUBU said is giving to governors, tell me what the governor of Benue State is using his own for. He was said to have, distributed wheelbarrows, although he came out to say no, it wasn't him that distributed, somebody contributed. But what is it that this governor is doing that he cannot just dedicate all his money to relocating these people, setting up real security, even if it means asking the military to give them some personnel, just like it was done in Benue State then? Why is it that the TINUBU's government has no plan for the IDPs? But the funniest thing is that TINUBU's wife has gone to donate 1 billion naira. That's to tell them, get ready to vote for TINUBU, because that 1 billion naira is not out of empathy. She's doing a renewed hope agenda. Renewed hope agenda is all about TINUBU's next election. That's just what REMI TINUBU has been tasked with as the first lady, which is not constitutionally backed. She's there to like remind people you have to vote for TINUBU. She has been going across Nigeria, states across Nigeria, trying to donate money or give them packages. Renewed hope. It's not because she wants to do it. It's a form of campaign. That is it. So that tells you a lot about what is happening in this country. Sometimes people just keep wondering if this is the kind of leaders that Nigeria keeps producing after going through hard times since this country was created. I mean, it has been failure upon failure, especially the current leaders that we are having today. You find out that they are not there for the people. But let me know what you think about this. Honestly, what is going on in Nigeria today is just unbelievable. And that's why Nigerians are like calling them out and saying that, see, enough is enough. Peter Obi is the man of the time. He's a man of the moment. He's a man that will come in with empathy to take Nigeria to another next level. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others. And drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.